Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you? I hope you are well.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Oke, baik semuanya. Oke, Nadila, maybe I will start the webinar.
Okay.
Oke. Oke, selamat pagi semuanya untuk teman-teman yang sudah hadir di sini. Terima kasih banyak. Uh, kita masih nunggu partisipan yang lain juga, jadi kita langsung mulai saja, nggak apa-apa, mumpung ada Miss Nadilanya. Oke, saya langsung lanjut saja. Oh ya, ini ada sedikit reminder untuk teman-teman. Jadi kalau misalnya nanti pada saat acaranya sudah pada saat presentasinya Miss Nadila, nanti saya rekomen untuk menggunakan headset atau handphone. Gunanya untuk lebih mendengar suaranya lebih jelas aja sih. Soalnya nanti kalau pakai speaker biasa, khawatirnya nanti ada yang kurang difahami gitu. Kemudian nanti juga kita akan kirim recording presentation kita setelah presentationnya selesai. Nanti kita akan kirim ke email masing-masing. Dan juga nanti ada sesi Q&A. Jadi setelah Miss Nadilanya presentasi tentang George Brown College, nanti akan ada Q&A session di akhir acara. Dan kalau misalnya teman-teman ada yang mau ditanyakan, boleh ditulis aja di chat box atau uh, di bagian message di Zoom-nya, nanti boleh ditulis aja questionnya apa. Kemudian ini ada translator juga, jadi jangan khawatir kalau misalnya kurang mengerti maksudnya Miss Nadila apa, nanti ada translator, ada Mr. Alan. Hai Mr. Alan.
Hai,
Oke, nanti ada
selamat
Mr.
pagi ya.
Alan. Ya, selamat pagi juga Mr. Alan. Nah, jadi ada translator, jadi nggak usah khawatir, nanti setiap slide-nya akan ditranslate sama Mr. Alan. Oke, saya langsung lanjut saja. Oke, sebelumnya perkenalkan dulu, nama saya Tasya. Saya di sini sebagai perwakilan dari Salak Edu. Saya di sini sebagai host untuk acara webinar Salak Ed di bulan Mei ini. Iya, karena seperti yang kita tahu, COVID menyebabkan kita tidak bisa bertemu secara langsung, jadi kita hanya virtual meeting aja. Dan di sini ada Miss Nadila Sheter. Hai Miss Nadila.
Hi, Tasya, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. So in Canada, this is evening.
Yes, it's 9 p.m. here. Yes.
Oke. Jadi Miss Nadila ini adalah perwakilan dari George Brown College sebagai Business Development Officer. Tahun lalu kita pada bulan November sempat kunjungin Kanada, dan ini Miss Nadila lagi pegang rendangnya punya salah satu perusahaan dari Salak Edu juga. I just get this picture from last year when we were visit your college, and then
Yes.
you're just handling the bumbu rendang.
Right, thank you. Actually, I tried one. It's really, really
Okay.
good. Yeah, I have the other one at home, but I'm saving it for important days.
Oke, thank you Nadila. Jadi Miss Nadila ini sendiri perwakilan dari George Brown. Jadi yang tahun kemarin kita sempat kunjungin ke George Brown College, dan mereka sangat welcome sekali. Student-studentnya juga ramah-ramah. Nanti kita bisa langsung bahas saja. Mungkin kita langsung ke info sessionnya Miss Nadila. Okay, Nadila, so I will continue the screen to you.
Okay.
Wait a moment.
Okay, so I think I am able to share the screen now.
Yes.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so first of all, I know it's Eid Mubarak holidays in Indonesia, so happy holidays, everyone. And thank you, Tasya and Salak Education for organizing this webinar. I am very happy to take this opportunity and introduce George Brown College to your students.
Thank you.
So my name is Nadila Shatar. I am the Business Development Officer for Asia Market at George Brown College International Center. So today I'm gonna do a brief college overview, and then we will leave the rest of the time for questions. So before we start, I'd like to play a video. So this video is it's a short video. It's gonna provide you a better sense of what kind of programs that we offer. Okay. Okay, so our student status, we have over 30,000 students, full-time students at George Brown College, and the international students population is only 27%. So it is it's not a lot compared with other colleges in Canada. And we also have a diversity policy when recruiting international students, where we require no single country of international students accounted more than 25% of the international student population. So this is to ensure that our students have a diversified and balanced learning environment for when they are here at George Brown College.
Ya, jadi let me translate first. Jadi ada mahasiswa aktif yang sudah terdaftar sebanyak 31.557 yang merupakan mahasiswa penuh waktu, dan kemudian di antara mereka terdapat 27% yang merupakan mahasiswa internasional. Ada kebijakan pemerintah di sana untuk dalam hal keseimbangan antara mahasiswa internasional dan lokal di Kanada sana. Okay, please go on.
Okay, so I will talk slowly.
Okay.
So we have 171 full-time programs. We have 4 years bachelor degree programs, 2 years diploma, 3 years advanced diplomas, 1 year certificate, as well as 1 year graduate certificate programs.
Oke, terdapat 171 program penuh waktu. Ada jenjang diantaranya jenjang sarjana, bachelor degree 4 tahun, diploma 2 tahun, diploma lanjutan 3 tahun, kemudian sertifikat 1 tahun, dan sertifikat S1 1 tahun.
Okay, so we have 7 academic centers. We are going to go through them one by one later, but as you can see, the the program they offer is pretty wide. They have construction, business, design, hospitality, and basically everything.
Oke, jadi George Brown College itu terdiri dari 7 pusat studi utama yang nanti akan dibahas secara rinci satu persatu, diantaranya studi persiapan dan liberal, seni, desain, dan teknologi informasi, layanan komunitas dan anak usia dini, ilmu kesehatan, perhotelan dan seni kuliner, teknologi konstruksi dan rekayasa, kemudian pusat bisnis.
So our location, we are located in the downtown of Toronto. All of the campuses are located in the heart of the city.
Ya, jadi kampus kami itu berlokasi di jantung pusat kota Toronto dan semuanya berada di kota tersebut.
So as you can see here in the map, all of our campuses are right next to the subway line. So it's very easy to access through public transportation. This is very important for international students.
Oke, seperti yang bisa dilihat di dalam peta, kampus terletak dekat dengan stasiun kereta api yang memberikan manfaat akses, memberikan kemudahan akses untuk mahasiswa internasional.
So this is our St. James campus, our main campus. This is also our main campus. So this is where our School of Business, Chef School, Hospitality and Tourism, Community Service, Media Programs, as well as the EAP program is located.
Ya, ini merupakan kampus utama kami, for Downtown Campuses di St. James Campus. Ada beberapa program, yakni program bisnis, sekolah chef, perhotelan dan pariwisata, community service, program media, dan bahasa Inggris untuk tujuan akademik.
This is also where our international center is located. So my office is also in this campus.
Ya, jadi di sana juga merupakan kantor di mana saya bekerja.
So next is our Casa Loma campus. So this campus is located right next to the tourist site called Casa Loma. This is where our construction management programs, fashion and jewelry, performing arts, building technology, as well as computer technology program is located.
Ya, yang selanjutnya, yang kedua merupakan kampus Casa Loma. Program studinya ada manajemen konstruksi, fashion dan perhiasan, performing art, kemudian teknologi bangunan dan teknologi komputer.
Next is our waterfront campus. So waterfront campus is like 10 minutes walking distance from St. James campus. This is where all of our health science programs are located, like dental technology, fitness and health promotion, behavioral analysis, autism and behavioral science.
Oke, selanjutnya adalah kampus Waterfront yang letaknya 10 menit dari kampus sebelumnya. Terdapat beberapa program studi, yakni teknologi gigi, promosi kebugaran dan kesehatan, sarjana analisis perilaku, dan ilmu autisme dan perilaku untuk program pasca sarjana.
So our School of Design also moved to Waterfront campus last June. So we moved to this new building called the Daniels. So this is where we share this Daniels building with a lot of game studios, design companies, as well as startups, so that it makes it easier for our design program students to connect with the industry.
Sekolah desain kami juga pindah ke Waterfront Campus. Ini merupakan di mana fakultas tersebut berada.
Next is our Ryerson campus. So Ryerson campus, so by its name, is at Ryerson University. So all of our School of Early Childhood Education programs gonna be here at Ryerson campus. Yeah.
Oke, ini merupakan yang keempat adalah Ryerson Campus. Program studinya adalah pendidikan usia dini.
Last is our residence. So our residence is very close to our St. James campus, the main campus. It's like 15 minutes walk, or you can take the streetcar. So this campus, this residence is very new. It was built in 2015.
Ya, ini merupakan tempat tinggal di George. Ya, jaraknya sangat dekat, hanya 5 menit saja. Hanya berjalan kaki ke kampus Saint James dan Waterfront.
So this campus is a 2-bedroom suite. So each room there are 2 bedrooms, and then in your own bedroom you have your bed, you have a TV, you have a desk, and you have a closet. But you need to share the kitchen, a living area, and a washroom with your another roommate.
Ya, tiap ruangan memiliki 2 kamar tidur dengan fasilitas yang tadi disebutkan. Oke.
So it has a security service 24/7, and it also has a gym, study room, as well as social room.
Layanan security juga 24 jam standby.
Because the beds are really limited, we only have 500 beds, so it's very popular. If you want to come to George Brown to study, you don't have to wait after you receive the letter of acceptance and then apply for the residence. You can you can put your name in the residence wait list when you are thinking about coming to George Brown College.
Ya, karena kami memiliki keterbatasan bed hanya 500 buah, jadi bagi teman-teman harus mendaftar dulu untuk melakukan registrasi.
Okay, so that's all for the college overview, and now I'm going to go through each academic center. The first one is Center for Preparatory and Liberal Studies. I want to introduce you this program. It's a 2-year diploma program called General Arts and Science.
Ya, selanjutnya saya akan membahas secara detail masing-masing program yang sebelumnya dijelaskan, yakni yang pertama adalah program diploma 2 tahun untuk 4 semester.
So this program is specifically designed for students who want to apply for good universities, but they don't have a really good academic records in the high school. So this will prepare them to apply for universities.
Program ini dirancang untuk mengembangkan keterampilan untuk melanjutkan ke perguruan tinggi, di mana sebelumnya tidak mendapatkan kemampuan di SMA-nya untuk sebagai persiapan untuk melanjutkan ke universitas yang diinginkan.
So we have a pathway agreement with University of Toronto, and our graduates can also apply for bachelor degrees at University of Waterloo, as well as many Canadian universities.
Oke, jadi kami memiliki kerjasama dengan universitas untuk transfer mahasiswa.
Okay. So next is our English for Academic Purpose EAP program. Our EAP program has 9 levels. If you finish level 8, you can enter our diploma programs. If you finish level 9, you can enter our degree and postgraduate programs.
Ini selanjutnya adalah program bahasa Inggris untuk tujuan akademik. Jika lulus di level 8, maka akan masuk ke diploma. Yeah.
So after level 6, students can choose if they want to go with hospitality stream or business stream. So these 2 streams are basically the same, but for hospitality stream, we will prepare our students who's going to study in hospitality programs with certain terminologies, and they can get ready for their post-secondary programs.
Oke, untuk bisa masuk ke program hospitality, teman-teman harus mendapatkan skor ISP 6.
Okay, so we also have articulation agreement with other 14 public colleges in Ontario. So if you finish our EAP level 8, you're eligible to enter like Seneca, Centennial, Humber College, Sheridan, and other 14 colleges into their diploma programs.
Oke, ada perjanjian artikulasi yang memungkinkan lulusan English for Academic Purpose tersebut untuk memenuhi persyaratan kemahiran bahasa Inggris di 14 perguruan tinggi yang berpartisipasi.
Okay, so this is a timetable of our EAP program. So if you're scheduled in the morning session, you will study from 9 to 1. If you're scheduled in the afternoon session, then you will study from 1 to 5.
Dan bisa dilihat ini merupakan jadwal untuk pelatihannya. Bisa dilihat dalam tabel jam 9 sampai 9.50. Maka itu untuk sesi pagi, dan untuk jika tidak bisa di sesi pagi, maka bisa memilih sesi siang jam 1 sampai 1.50.
So as you can see in the picture down here, our class size is really small. It's about 20 students or less. And when we split our students in each classroom, we try to make sure students who are speaking the same language are not in the same classroom, so that the only language they can speak in the class is English to improve their English skills.
Jadi adanya split classroom di mana di sana akan dilatih kemampuan bahasa Inggris secara betul-betul.
Okay. So apart from all the classes, EAP also provide a lot of workshop and events. So we have a workshop from Monday to Friday focusing on different area of English like writing, pronunciation, essay, etc. So our students, it's free for them, and they can drop in any of the workshop in the afternoon.
Oke, saya berdasarkan slide saja nanti diinikannya. Lebih dari 200 lokakarya akademik, nantinya ada acara budaya dan kegiatan sukarela setiap tahunnya.
Okay, this is a event calendar for EAP. They have event calendar every month. So this was from last November. They updated each month. So as you can see, from day 1 to last day, every day they organize culture events, volunteers, and some visits. So it's to make sure our students, they also need to learn academic English, but also get involved in the engage with local community and learn different cultures.
Oke, seperti yang bisa dilihat, ini merupakan kalender untuk event-event yang ada. Jadi mahasiswa diharapkan tidak hanya fokus pada English for academic purpose, bahasa Inggris untuk tujuan akademik, melainkan juga terlibat langsung ke kegiatan acara-acara lokal.
So now that we moved everything online temporarily because of the pandemic, EAP is also providing online events calendar. So they're moving everything online. They're also actively engaging with our students by doing practices, workshops, and chatting services as well.
Untuk keadaan pandemik saat ini, semua hal dilakukan secara online. Ini merupakan daftar yang bisa dilihat susunan acara untuk kegiatan online tersebut, bisa dilihat di dalam tabel.
Okay. So next is our School of Business. So our School of Business is at St. James campus. As we just mentioned, it's in the downtown core. It's less than 1 kilometer from all the Toronto financial districts, where all the banks, investment companies, accounting companies are located.
Oke, ini merupakan program bisnis kami yang terletak di jantung pusat kota, kurang lebih 1 km dari distrik keuangan Toronto. 88% program merupakan pendidikan yang diajukan atau berdasarkan pengalaman kerja. Kemudian memiliki 1.000 relasi industri.
So 88% of our programs includes field education and work experience, and we have over 1,000 industry partners for School of Business program students.
Oke, jadi 88% program kami merupakan pendidikan yang diajukan berdasarkan pengalaman kerja dan memiliki 1.000 relasi atau partner industri.
So here, as you can see, this is our business program open to international students. It covers basically everything from human resource, finance, marketing, accounting, supply chain. And we also offer bachelor degree of business program as well as postgraduate programs.
Dan ini merupakan adalah program yang kami miliki, seperti yang bisa dilihat, yang bisa teman-teman lihat dalam tabel.
So here is a list of some of our industry partners. So as you can see, like the big five, they call it big five, are the big five banks in Canada, like BMO, here is CIBC, we have TD Bank, we have Scotia Bank, and there are also companies like KPMG, and we also have investment companies, or if you're interested in working for the government, we also have City of Toronto, and also like Canadian big state-owned companies like Bell Media, etc.
Ini merupakan daftar beberapa mitra industri kami. Yang menarik di sini, jika ingin bekerja dengan pemerintah, bisa salah satu di antaranya adalah City of Toronto.
So next is our Center for Arts, Design, Information Technology. So by the name, you can tell this is a very big center. We have a School of Design, School of Fashion and Jewelry, School of Media and Performing Arts, and a School of Computer Technology.
Ya, ini selanjutnya adalah Pusat Seni, Desain, dan Teknologi Informasi. Berdasarkan apa yang dilihat di sini, merupakan program yang terbesar kami. Nah, di antaranya memiliki laboratorium pertama di Kanada, yakni Fashion Technology Laboratorium Fashion Technology.
So we have a first of its kind in Canada lab called the Fashion Technology Lab. So this is a new facility we opened like last October, very new. So this is where our students and the professors can use the technologies and bring the products to market in a faster and a more sustainable way. So basically our students will learn how to transform textile waste into new materials.
Ya, di antaranya adalah memiliki laboratorium teknologi fashion, di mana para mahasiswa dan dosennya bisa melakukan praktek di sana dan memperkenalkannya ke dunia industri.
We are also the first Canadian college to offer full-time blockchain certificate program. 2 years ago, I believe, we worked with the top blockchain companies in the industry, and they helped us to create the curriculum.
Oke, kami juga merupakan universitas pertama yang menawarkan program sertifikat blockchain penuh waktu.
Okay, and we also have our students actively sorry.
There's a reminder for Aziz.
So we also have our students attending different competitions. We have our game program students who won the first prize in 2019 Ubisoft's Next competition.
Ya, kami juga melibatkan mahasiswa untuk ikut serta dalam kompetisi-kompetisi.
So as you can see here, the program list for international students, they have from computer technology to fashion, we have a jewelry program, we have a game program, and as well as a video design and production programs.
Ya, program-program yang ditawarkan itu bisa teman-teman lihat saja di daftar program untuk diploma sertifikat.
So next is our Center for Construction and Engineering Technology. So in this center, we have Canada's only Building Information Modeling Management Program. We call it BEAM program. So this program is targeting students who has academic background in construction engineering or architecture technology. It's a 1-year postgraduate program.
Oke, selanjutnya adalah Pusat Teknologi Konstruksi dan Rekayasa, di mana kami memiliki satu-satunya program manajemen, yakni Building Information Modeling atau BIM di Kanada, di mana gedung tersebut digunakan untuk mahasiswa yang tertarik tertarik pada studi konstruksi.
So we expect that in next 10 years, 1 in 5 new jobs in Ontario are going to be in trades-related occupations.
Ya, kami dalam 10 tahun ke depan, hampir 1 dari 5 pekerjaan baru di Ontario diharapkan merupakan pekerjaan yang terkait dengan perdagangan.
And our graduates are eligible for entering upper year of many universities in Canada and get a bachelor degree, for example, like McMaster and Queen's University.
Ya, lulusan kami itu memenuhi syarat untuk memasuki tahun lanjutan atau tahun ke atas ke banyak program sarjana di universitas seperti Universitas Queen atau Queen University.
And we also have an overseas partnership outside Canada. So for architecture technology, it's a 3 years advanced diploma program. Students can choose to get a bachelor degree from Copenhagen School of Design and Technology, or they can also apply for the Master of Architecture program at Boston Architecture College and get a master degree in less than 2 years.
Untuk kami juga memiliki kemitraan luar negeri, salah satunya program teknologi arsitektur yang menawarkan jalur akademis untuk mendapatkan gelar sarjana ke sekolah desain dan teknologi di Copenhagen di Denmark. Kemudian mahasiswa yang saat ini belajar pada program arsitektur memiliki pilihan untuk masuk langsung ke program Magister Arsitektur di Boston Architectural College dan mendapatkan lisensi selama waktu 2 tahun.
So these are the programs that here we have open for international students. And here in the picture, you can see it's Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau visiting George Brown College in 2017. And he was actually at the BEAM Lab. Yes.
Ya, ini merupakan program-program yang ditampilkan ini bisa dan gambar di samping merupakan gambar kunjungan dari Prime Minister Kanada.
So next is our Center for Community Service and Early Childhood. So here we have 12 innovative childcare centers across Greater Toronto area. So all of these childcare centers are open to public, and also this is where our students do their field education.
Selanjutnya adalah layanan komunitas dan anak usia dini. Kami memiliki 12 pusat perawatan anak yang berlokasi di area GTA atau Greater Toronto Area, di mana sangat terbuka untuk publik atau umum.
So we opened the first in Canada degree program for American Sign Language to English interpretation, and we also newly developed a postgraduate program called Career Development Practitioner.
Kami memiliki program pertama di Kanada untuk sarjana interpretasi, yakni bahasa isyarat untuk Amerika atau ASL. Kemudian program baru kami juga merupakan bernama Career Development Practitioner atau praktisi pengembangan karir.
Okay. So this is one of our 12 childcare centers where our early childhood education program does a field placement. So I just want to quickly introduce how the early childhood education program works. So it's a 2-year diploma program, and there are 4 semesters in total. So in each semester, we will divide it into 2 7 weeks. So the first 7 weeks, students will study theories in the classroom, and in the second semester, they will take the field placement in this kind of child care centers. So they will do this in every semester till they graduate.
Ya, ini merupakan pusat layanan komunitas dan anak usia dini kami yang memiliki 12 unit. Secara detail sudah dijelaskan tadi oleh Ms. Nadila.
Okay. So by the time they graduate, they will have 7 months of Canadian experience. So that's why our early childhood education program, graduates, 100% of them will find a job before graduation. It's a very demanding program.
Ya, banyak di antara mahasiswa kami yang sebelum lulus, mereka sudah mendapatkan pekerjaan sesuai dengan permintaan industri yang ada.
So next is our Center for Health and Science. So Here at Center for Health and Science, all of the programs offer at least one field or clinical placement opportunity.
Selanjutnya adalah program ilmu kesehatan. Yang 100% program ilmu kesehatan menawarkan setidaknya satu peluang untuk penempatan klinis.
And we also have a clinic called the Wave Clinic. So this is a clinic that open to the public. So also is where our students do their clinical placement.
Kami juga memiliki klinik yang dibuka untuk umum, dan mahasiswa kami juga ditempatkan di klinik-klinik tersebut.
So we also have more than 200 field and clinical placement partners, including the UHN, University Health Network. It is Canada's largest hospital network. It's located in Toronto.
Kami memiliki 200 lebih mitra penempatan dan klinis, termasuk University Health Network atau jaringan rumah sakit yang merupakan jaringan rumah sakit terbesar di Kanada.
So this is the picture of our waterfront campus, and here on the upright is the Wave Clinic. Part of the clinic is pretty big, so our dental program students will provide dental services to public under the supervision of their professor. So it's a very valuable experience for our students.
Ini merupakan kampus Waterfront, ada klinis dan ada pelayanan pusat dentis atau gigi.
Okay, so last but not least is our Center for Hospitality and Culinary Arts. I'm pretty sure maybe some of you already heard of some of our programs at this center. So we're the first Canadian college, and so far it's the only Canadian college that has a 4-year culinary management bachelor degree program.
Selanjutnya adalah program perhotelan dan seni kuliner yang nantinya mendapatkan gelar sarjana manajemen kuliner 4 tahun pertama dan satu-satunya di Kanada.
So 100% of our programs includes an externship. So depends on which program you're studying, it can be 7 weeks to 14 weeks.
100% dari program kami termasuk program ekstensif.
And we also have a restaurant called the Chef's House. It is a restaurant open to the public located in downtown Toronto. It is also where our students from chef school and hospitality do their field placement.
Kami juga memiliki restoran bernama Chef House, di mana mahasiswa bisa belajar langsung di sana.
And we have I believe over 5,000 industry partners, and I believe we have the most number of the industry partners in Canada.
Kami juga memiliki kemitraan industri yang bisa dibilang terbanyak di Kanada.
So here are the programs that we offer at Center for Hospitality and Culinary Arts. We have a culinary management programs. We also have a restaurant management, hotel operations, or tourism and hospitality management. We also have bachelor degrees in both culinary and hospitality area, as well as postgraduate programs.
Dan seperti yang ditampilkan merupakan daftar program-program yang kami tawarkan.
So here are some of our industry partners for Center for Hospitalities and Culinary Arts.
Ini merupakan beberapa partner industri kami.
Okay, so here is an alumni story. She's a student from Indonesia. Jinaya, she's our current student enrolled at Hotel Operations Management.
Ya, ini merupakan ada testimoni dari mahasiswa Indonesia bernama Jinaya.
So in this program, you have 14 weeks of field placement in your 4th semester, and after graduation, you will receive industry certification in food safety, responsible alcohol and beverage services, as well as first aid.
Oke, akan ada 4 penempatan nantinya termasuk di antara tadi food safety dan lain-lain.
Here in Toronto, we have over 230 hotels, so the employment opportunities is a lot for our graduates. And many of our graduates work in a management position in major hotels in Canada or internationally, and some of them even reached like high-level corporate position in large hotel chains.
Kami bermitra dengan 240 hotel lebih, di mana merupakan hotel utama, dan mahasiswa-mahasiswa kami sudah bekerja di sana dan bekerja di posisi manajerial.
So that's all for all the academic centers. And now I just want to quickly talk about how our international center is supporting our international students.
Ya, kemudian selanjutnya saya akan membahas bagaimana kami mensupport mahasiswa internasional.
So we organize international students orientations in every semester, specifically tailored for international students, and there is also airport welcome booth, and we also have an international center open and a welcome desk for international students before they start the program.
Kami mengadakan sambutan selamat datang, di mana ada diantaranya ada stand selamat datang di bandara, kemudian smart start, orientasi, dan lain-lainnya.
And we also organize, I believe, over 50 workshops and events throughout the year. We have over 100 international student ambassadors. So they are our international students, but they are taking this volunteer opportunity. So if they volunteer certain hours, we will provide them a certificate of volunteering, and this can be something that you can put in the resume. And we keep recruiting international students for this program.
Ya, kami juga memiliki ambasador internasional, lebih dari 100 duta mahasiswa internasional, di mana mereka merupakan relawan atau volunteer.
And we also have international student advisors. So they are licensed, RISIA licensed advisors. So they provide all the visa-related inquiries for our current international students, including postgraduate work permit, and how to extend your study permit, and how to help your family to, you know, apply for their visa while you are studying at George Brown.
Kami juga memiliki mengadakan program penasehat mahasiswa internasional, di mana mereka akan membimbing mahasiswa yang baru masuk mengenai pelayanan, perizinan, dan lain-lain. Mereka akan membantunya.
So these are some of the event posters that we organize for international students. So we have like a job search and networking, which is very important for our international students if they want to find a job in Canada. And we also have family programs for international students, because more and more international students coming to Canada are coming with their spouse or with their kids. So they also need support in this kind of information. And we also invite officers from IRCC to give our students PR application and immigration workshop.
Ya, kami juga melakukan event pencarian dunia kerja dan networking, di mana mereka bisa mendapatkan pekerjaan di Kanada. Kemudian beberapa mahasiswa diantaranya sudah ada yang sudah berkeluarga di sana. Kami juga memiliki program family program atau keluarga, dan kami juga memiliki program untuk pengajuan PR atau permanent resident.
So here are all the general admission requirements. We can go through them real quick, but if you have questions later, then we can answer that one by one. But generally speaking, for diploma and degree programs, the minimum requirement is high school transcript and diploma. And for postgraduate programs, the minimum requirement is 3 years advanced diploma or 4 years bachelor degree.
Ini merupakan persyaratan umum penerimaan mahasiswa. Ini persyaratannya sudah detail, bisa dilihat di sini. Tapi yang paling penting di sini untuk program diploma adalah memiliki transkrip sekolah menengah. Di antaranya mengandung mata pelajaran bahasa Inggris dan matematika. Dan ada beberapa program membutuhkan mata pelajaran lain dengan skor minimum. Kemudian untuk selanjutnya bisa dibaca di screen yang ditampilkan.
So for English requirements, for diploma certificate program, usually the IELTS requirement is 6 overall and a minimum 5.5 in each skill band. We also accept TOEFL. We also newly added Duolingo test result because a lot of IELTS and the other English tests are canceled in certain regions because of the pandemic. So we recently started to accept Duolingo online English testing.
Ya, ini merupakan untuk bukti kemahiran bahasa Inggris. Ada beberapa tes kemahiran bahasa Inggris yang bisa kami terima. Di antaranya adalah IELTS dengan band minimum yang minimum yang tertera. Kemudian TOEFL. Kemudian kami juga menerima New Duolingo English Test. Terutama dalam kondisi saat ini. Kami saat pandemik seperti ini kami menerima sertifikat atau tes New Duolingo English Test.
So our application cycle is like this. So currently we are processing application for September 2020, and we have opened application for 2021 January intake. And we will start processing 2021 January intake application on June 22nd. And for next May, the application portal will be open on August 3rd, and we will start processing this October.
Oke, seperti yang untuk gelombang pendaftarannya, ini bisa teman-teman baca di email yang ditampilkan.
Okay, so yeah, that's all for my presentation. Is there any questions that you'd like to ask?
Great, Nadila. Thank you for your clear information. Oke, ini untuk partisipannya ada yang mau bertanya, mungkin boleh ditulis di chat box. Untuk saat ini masih belum ada. Okay, for a while we don't have the question yet. And maybe I would like to, we are just happily that George Brown has the chef house. Jadi George Brown ini punya yang namanya chef house tadi kan. Nah itu tuh bener-bener yang satu restoran, mereka itu running atau dijalankan, dioperasionalkan sama studennya sendiri. Jadi kayak itu bener-bener studennya bikin bisnis sendiri, masak sendiri juga, dan itu ada reservation, jadi nggak semua orang bisa langsung datang, dan jadi kalian harus pesan dulu by phone atau bisa by email kayak gitu, jadi ada reservation, baru nanti kalian bisa dapat seatnya di situ, bahkan kayak bisa ada waitlist juga untuk kalian masuk atau nyobain makanannya si student George Brown ini. Nah terus tadi kan bicara soal field placement atau cooperation itu artinya sama dengan magang. Jadi kurang lebih pengertiannya itu adalah magang. Tapi kalau field placement kalian benar-benar kalau field placement itu kalian nggak digaji, tapi kalau cooperation itu ada yang digaji. Dan gajinya pun itu bisa menutupi tuition fee kalian juga. Living cost gitu untuk biaya hidupnya. Nah, terus tadi kan dibilang juga ya kalau misalkan ternyata di Toronto ini, jadi kan George Brown ini benar-benar di pusat Korea Toronto, di Jakartanya lah kalau misalkan bagi kita. Di Indonesia itu ibaratnya Jakartanya, dan di sana banyak banget hotelnya, ada memang sekitar 230 hotel, dan itu bintang 4, bintang 5 itu banyak banget hotelnya. Jadi emang ini sebuah opportunity untuk mahasiswa Indonesia kalau misalkan memang mau kuliah di Kanada, bisa ngambil kulineri atau perhotelan karena turismenya mereka juga bagus. Begitu. Ada yang mau ditanyakan dulu mungkin sampai sini? So I'm just explaining about the the hotel, the Plenty Hotel in Toronto, because your college is in the Greater Toronto area, and then I'm just explaining about the field placement and the co-op in the meaning of Indonesia.
Yeah, yeah. And I also want to mention that when you do the field placement, we have a career portal that is specifically designed for our current students. So only our current students will have access to that. And in that portal, all of our industry partners will post co-op, field placement, internship, as well as full-time job postings in the portal. So a lot of our current students find their field placement, even a full-time job, in that career portal.
Mr. Alan?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I missed the session.
Okay.
I missed it. Okay. Ya, Mbak silakan summary.
Oh, okay.
Sampai Sinta.
Okay, so I will summary the presentation. Sorry, sampai sini ada yang mau ditanyakan dulu untuk teman-teman. Boleh ditanyakan langsung sama Miss Nadila. Jadi kalau misalnya ada yang mau tanyakan, mungkin student life-nya tadi kan udah ada housing juga ya, atau apa sih asrama untuk si studentnya nanti kayak gimana sih? Gitu. Oh ya, tadi kan bicara soal EAP atau ESL itu English for academic purpose. Jadi itu semacam kursus bahasa Inggris, tapi teman-teman langsung di Kanada. Jadi kalau misalnya nilai bahasa Inggris kalian itu kurang, misal yang dibutuhkan adalah 100, tapi kalian skornya hanya 80 misalnya, berarti kalian masih membutuhkan 20 lagi, dan untuk sampai dengan skor 100 itu teman-teman bisa mengambil EAP di George Brown. Itu kurang lebih programnya ada yang 2 bulan, dan ini tergantung sama levelnya kalian juga. Jadi hitungannya sih 4 bulan atau 8 minggu, tergantung sama kemampuan bahasa Inggris kalian gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya skornya 20 berarti berapa minggu, terus kalau misalnya skornya beda 10 berapa minggu. Jadi kayak ada poin-poinnya, ada kelas-kelasnya sendiri kalau misalkan nanti kalian mengambil berapa minggu untuk si English-nya itu. Nah, terus tadi kan ada apa lagi ya? Oh ya, co-op kayak gitu. Co-op itu atau cooperation itu kan tadi magang ya. Nah, magang ini tuh nanti kalian ini jadi kesempatan teman-teman untuk turun langsung ke lapangan. Jadi untuk tahu kayak gimana sih kalau misalnya kalau misalnya nanti di dunia kerja. Nah, jadi di Kanada itu memang semua college, hampir kebanyakan semua kampus itu memberikan kesempatan kalian untuk bisa magang. Dan ini kesempatan yang sangat besar buat kalian, jadi bisa nambah skor untuk permanent resident juga, nambah pengalaman, nambah networking. Jadi kalau misalkan nanti kita mau kerja atau mau ada lowongan pekerjaan, kita dapatnya dari network kita. Okay, so we have a question from Jen. Good morning. So Jen is from the vocational high school in Indonesia, and apakah tetap bisa melanjutkan program kesehatan? Mr. Alan, sorry, boleh bisa bantu untuk
the questions is I am from vocational school, but the question is can I continue my study in the health, or is there any specific requirement for the program? Because my background is from the vocational school.
So is it like a vocational school similar to high school, but you went to the vocational school?
Yes, she is the graduate from the vocational school.
Okay.
She would like to continue to take the program of health.
Sorry, Nadila. Sorry to cut it. So the vocational high school is equal with the high school, but it's vocational, just like, and then she is from pharmacy vocational.
So is it a 3 years program?
Sorry?
Okay.
Yes.
Is it a 3 years program?
3 years program.
Equal with
Okay.
high school.
High school.
Okay, then in that case, he's eligible to apply for diploma programs. But for health science programs, they require more than English and a math mark. Most of them, they will need to look at biology, chemistry, physics, and other science majors. And I believe they require at least 65. Like if the full mark is 100, they require at least 65 for those science subjects as well. So we need to review the transcript on case-by-case basis.
Right.
But feel free to send the transcript to Tasia, and then we can take a look at it.
Ya.
Right.
Jadi untuk silakan Pak. Oke. Untuk ilmu kesehatan, jadi ada beberapa mata pelajaran yang dijadikan sebagai syarat. Di antaranya harus ada matematika, kemudian mata pelajaran IPA-nya yaitu biologi, fisika, kimia, dan lain-lain. Untuk supaya lebih jelasnya nanti daftar mata pelajaran dan transkrip nilainya bisa dikirimkan ke Mbak Tasya, kemudian Mbak Tasya akan mengirimkannya ke Miss Nadila.
Gitu. Oke, jadi nanti bisa dikirim aja ke saya ya untuk transkripnya. Kayak gitu. Okay, so the next question is from Joyce. Hi Joyce, good morning. Okay, so I would like to asking about the what is it?
Ya. Ada beasiswa untuk. Is there a scholarship program for the medical science?
For medical science programs, we don't offer medical science program, unfortunately. I know some other colleges in Ontario offer pharmaceutical programs, but not here at George Brown College.
Ya, jadi Joyce di George Brown itu tidak ada jurusan kedokteran. Jadi tidak ada beasiswa untuk itu karena jurusannya juga tidak ada. Ya, Joyce ya.
Jadi saya mau jelasin dikit Joyce. Jadi sebenarnya kalau untuk di Kanada agak sedikit susah, bahkan untuk domestic student pun untuk requirement untuk ngambil S1 kedokteran itu susah. Jadi syaratnya memang tinggi. Kemudian ibarat kata kedokteran ini tuh setara dengan S2. Jadi kalau misalnya mau di kedokteran itu ngambil S1-nya yang mendekati dengan kedokteran, kayak misalkan farmasi, kemudian kesehatan masyarakat, kemudian jadi yang menjurus ke kesehatan, nanti S2-nya bisa ngambil kedokteran. Begitupun berlaku juga dengan domestic student-nya, jadi bukan international student aja. Oke. Cukup jelas, Joy?
Sorry, I just want to add one more thing, but we do have scholarship programs for international students.
Okay.
Yeah, so it depends on if we have a diploma scholarship program, we have a degree scholarship, and as well as postgraduate. So all of the international students are eligible to apply if they meet the GPA requirement.
Okay. So thank you for bringing us the scholarship. Okay, so the next move to the next question from Fernanda Mevia. Mr. Alan? Okay,
the next question is, how was the city of Toronto during the pandemic? That's the question. The first question. Is it possible for us as the Asians to study in Toronto in the near future?
Well, that's a very good question. So first of all, for myself, I have been working from home since mid-March. So it's been over 2 months now. But I have to say the government is doing a pretty good job in doing the social distancing and to keeping the curve the numbers down a little bit. And people here they support government's decision. So I think they started to reopen everything since May 19th. So the government started the stage 1 of the reopening process since May 15th, this Tuesday. And we can expect that everything will be slowly reopened in the near future. But the other thing to think about as international students is that Canada still have the travel restrictions for international travelers as of now. We don't know if they're going to lift this travel restrictions when the September intake starts. Things could change, right? Because we're only at May now. If they don't lift the travel restrictions as international students, when you arrive in Canada, you will be required to self-quarantine for 14 days on your own expense. And you have to, when you arrive at the custom, you have to show the custom officers that this is where I'm going to do the self-quarantine. So this is very important to, for international students to know. But I personally is pretty optimistic about how Ontario is going to overcome the pandemic, given that we have kept everything under control now. But it's just we are being very cautious when it's coming to reopening. We're doing it slowly.
Ya, memang betul. Jadi pemerintah Kanada di sana melakukan social distance, tapi di sana kurvanya semakin menurun. Artinya orang yang terjangkit COVID di sana sudah semakin menurun, dan orang-orangnya di sana sangat kompak dalam melakukan social distance. Kemudian pemerintah di sana sekarang sudah mulai membuka secara pelan-pelan social distance tersebut. Memang di sana sekarang masih ada travel restriction untuk perjalanan luar negeri, dan kemungkinan sampai September, dan kalaupun ada yang sampai ke Kanada, di sana orang yang bersangkutan harus melakukan karantina mandiri selama 14 hari. Itu sama keadaannya dengan di Indonesia sebetulnya. Tapi mudah-mudahan nanti karena situasinya memang tak menentu, mudah-mudahan nanti kondisi sudah bisa mulai dibuka. Ya, itu jawabannya.
Okay.
Pertanyaan
Jadi,
dari Fernanda.
Ya, thank you Mr. Alan. Jadi ada tambahan informasi aja. Kita tetap bisa lakukan, bisa tetap datang ke Kanada, tapi kita harus melakukan social distancing, 14 hari self quarantine. Jadi sama seperti di Indonesia aja sih sistemnya. Yang penting kalian bisa submit, kalau misalkan mau untuk September, submission terakhir itu di tanggal 31 Mei ini. So Nadila, I just want to make sure that for the submission deadline for the September intake, what is the time?
So we don't have a specific deadline for submitting applications, but some of the programs are still open for fall intake. But if the program is full, it will be closed automatically in the system. But we launched a new website, I believe last week, so it will be much more easier to see program availabilities for international students. I know before it wasn't very easy, so I'm going to share the new link with you. I can share it now if you want, so where you can see the program availability for international students. Sorry, just give me a second.
Yep. Maybe you can share the link to me privately.
Okay, that's better.
Oke, jadi kalau misalkan di Kanada nanti, untuk di George Brown sendiri, untuk terakhir pendaftarannya sebenarnya di bulan Mei ini. Kalau misalnya kita dalam kondisi normal, tapi karena kondisi pandemik ini, jadi sebenarnya masih beberapa, ada yang buka, ada yang udah tutup juga. Nanti kalau misalkan teman-teman mau tanya, mau yang untuk berangkat September, terus mau tahu jurusannya masih buka pendaftaran atau enggak, nanti teman-teman bisa langsung tanya aja ke saya dengan bisa langsung jawab saja. Oke, ada pertanyaan lainnya lagi? Thank you for Jen, Joyce, and Fernanda for the question. Ada pertanyaan lainnya lagi mungkin? So, yeah, I think we could conclude the presentation. Okay. So maybe I would like to summary the presentation. Jadi nanti kalau misalnya untuk George Brown, tadi kan poinnya adalah mereka menawarkan beasiswa. Jadi kalau misalnya teman-teman mau tanya beasiswanya seperti apa, nanti boleh chat ke saya saja, karena memang beasiswanya juga tidak banyak dan memang tidak full scholarship ya. Jadi nanti bisa tanya-tanya aja ke saya langsung. Dan juga yang pasti tadi untuk opportunity kerja di George Brown setelah lulus dari George Brown College itu tinggi sekali kesempatan kerjanya. Jadi bukan hanya di Toronto saja, tapi di seluruh Kanada, dan bahkan kalau misalkan teman-teman mau kerjanya di USA pun itu juga diakui. Bahkan kalau teman-teman setelah selesai kuliah dari George Brown College terus kembali ke Indonesia, itu juga masih diakui karena dia udah kualitasnya ini udah internasional dan udah tersertifikasi. Kemudian untuk dokumen-dokumen juga tidak terlalu susah, tergantung dengan jurusannya juga. Jadi kalau misalnya teman-teman tanya, Kak untuk nilai kalau misalkan mau daftar ke hotel, ke hospitality, nanti syaratnya apa aja ya? Nah itu beda-beda lagi, jadi nanti saya harus double check lagi. Jadi mohon pengertian teman-teman nanti. Dan untuk bahasa Inggris juga mereka sangat memudahkan sekali karena sekarang lagi pandemik, tidak bisa datang atau tes ke institusi TOEFL atau IELTS, maka dari itu mereka memberikan option untuk Duolingo. Duolingo itu dia adalah portal untuk tes online bahasa Inggris, dan itu diakuin juga oleh banyak kampus di dunia ini, secara general seperti itu. Jadi ini sangat memudahkan sekali. Dan yang pasti kenapa teman-teman harus pilih Kanada? Karena salah satunya George Brown College ini salah satu college terbesar di Kanada juga. Dia banyak jurusannya, menawarkan lebih dari 100 program, dan menawarkan scholarship juga, dan menawarkan beasiswa. Mungkin untuk sesi presentasi dari InfoStation dari George Brown College hari ini kita cukupkan saja. So Nadila, thank you for your presentation. We really appreciate it, and we will conclude the meeting. Thank you for today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Tasya. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And Eid Mubarak to everyone.
All right. Thank you, Nadila, and have a good day. And hope you are all well and keep healthy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.